So in today's show, we are going to be discussing tips on how to prevent you becoming overwhelmed at work. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. If you are coming through, please do let me know in the comments below. Please do let me know if you've watched. Let me know if you can resonate. Let me know if this helps. And share any tips that you have with the community. How are we doing? It is wild out here. So listen, one of the biggest problems that I come across when I work with guys is the feeling of overwhelm with work. Now, a lot of that comes about because of heightened obligations to work. We often throw ourselves into our work, and when we throw ourselves into our work, we become completely imbalanced. And what I mean by that is that we can tend to easily forget everything else that's going on in our lives, such as family time, such as communication with the wife, such as our own health, such as our own personal development. So we end up throwing ourselves into our work. And the ratio between the four pillars, which is health, relationships, personal development, and business, is completely all over the place. And with work getting most of your time and your energy. Now, often when we come to think about overwhelm with work as well, is that we often don't have a clear idea about the priorities of the work that we have. We often feel that we have too much work. We often feel that we're under too much pressure. And that plays against us, right? Because we sometimes feel like we're never really moving forward. It becomes the guy on the hamster wheel scenario where you're sprinting full on, but you're never really making progress. And I just want to share a couple of tips that I share with clients of mine who run their own businesses, clients of mine who are in high pressure jobs, clients of mine who just need productivity as well throughout their day so that they understand how to get the most out of the day but not feel overwhelmed. Okay, so the first one that I want to talk about is the brain dump. Now, the brain dump is an essential tool to be able to reduce overwhelm. I find that when guys are overwhelmed, that they reach their ceiling of trying to process too many thoughts. Okay, you are thinking of everything you've got to do. You're trying to think of how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, what needs to be done to do it. And what we do is our brain can only take so much, right? You know, when you're lifting a weight, your capacity can only lift so much. And it's the same with your brain. And when you feel overwhelmed, you've really reached the maximum amount of thought process going on in your head. So what we have to do is relieve that somehow. And the brain dump allows you to write down on paper everything that you are thinking about in terms of what's making you feel overwhelmed. And when you write it down, you are able to process it so much better. You're able to make sense of it. You're able to make a plan of it. You're able to look at it and prioritize off it. So that actually, instead of continuously it going round and round and round in your head here, you're actually putting it down on paper and you're actually looking at it and making micro to-do lists. What is the number one priority on all these things that I've written? What do I need to do first? What mustn't I go on to until I've done this particular job? And that makes sense of the chaos. It's finding structure amongst the chaos by that simple process of brain dumping. Now, I do this a couple of times a day to keep myself going. So I do it in the morning. I brain dump everything that I already know that I've got to do. But I do a check-in at around 12:30. I just do a very little brain dump about the things that I've done and the things that I need to do. And then I do this at the end of the day to give me clarity so I'm not constantly feeling overwhelmed at home. Okay? Just going to do a time check. That's the first one, the brain dump. The second one is called the kill zone. Now, the kill zone is what I would call a period of time where you focus on your number one priority. One of the things that I see many people doing in their own business or in their own workplace is that they are not prioritizing their jobs. When I hear that there are meetings going on between 9:30 and 10:30, when I hear people getting in at 9 o'clock and checking their emails right away, these are things that distract you from you achieving your priority goals. So for me, the kill zone is between 9 and 12:30. So 9 to 10:30, half an hour break. From 10:30 through to 12. Wrong. 9 to 10:30, and then from 11 to 12:30. Okay, with a half an hour break. The kill zone consists of two 90-minute periods of deep, focused work on your priority. So whatever that target is for you, whether it's a sales pitch, whether it's working on a particular project that is priority for the company or your company, whether it's liaising with clients and customers, whatever your priority roles are, that's what you focus on your kill zone. No distractions. You turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. You tell your staff not to disturb you. You put a great big sign up on a door and saying, do not fucking disturb. You have nothing on your desk. You just literally have your work and exactly what it is that you have to do. That way, you become turbo productive. And what you end up doing is 5-6 hours worth of work in 3 hours. Because you're undistracted, undeterred, and completely and utterly focused on the one task. If you do that Monday to Friday, that's 15 hours of uninterrupted, undisturbed, focused work. That is going to completely change the way that you work. I reckon in those 3 hours, I've been doing this a long time now, I reckon in those 3 hours, I probably do more than most do in 6 hours. And a couple of considerations to factor in is, number one, make this consistent in your timetable when you're planning your week. Number two, plan the night before exactly what it is that you need to be doing, so that when you come in, you sit down and you go straight into it. Do not look at emails first thing in the morning, because you'll be obliged to reply to them. There's bound to be some negative shit in there. There's bound to be distractions in there. And what you have to make sure that you are doing is not being distracted. Remember, we don't want to be overwhelmed. If you start looking at emails, social media, talking to other people, having meetings, you're not focused on getting the number one jobs done. Once you finish the kill zone at 12:30, then go and check your emails. Then go and do your meetings. Then go and do your social medias or your logistics. Because you've hit 6 hours worth of work in those first 3 hours, and you've got shit done, and you feel less overwhelmed and more focused on exactly what's going to what exactly has to happen. Those two are really key tips. Number one, they're going to reduce your overwhelm. When you feel less overwhelmed, you feel less stressed and frustrated. It allows you much better work-life balance. It allows you to focus more on your health and other elements of your life, other pillars of your life. It makes you much more effective as an operator in your business, on your business, whether you're working for someone else or working for yourself. And practiced over and over again, it brings out the elite operator in you, and the elite operator is well balanced. Give it a go. Give those tips a go. Let me know what you think of that. If you like this type of stuff, you'll love the 5-day challenge if you're not already registered to do it. We start September the 7th. It's 5 days. It's a 5-day course. It's totally free. I just need your time and energy. And this is the type of stuff we talk about. Being more in control. Consistency of action. Control of time and energy and balance. Clarity of the direction that you're going. It will make a massive difference to what's going on up in here. Your emotional state, your mental state, and your physical state. I hope that helps. Have a good day.